All right, everyone, it's time to talk about the presidential debate debacle, which is currently happening. I happen to agree, actually, with some of the Trump-hating legacy media on this. I know that may sound phantasmagoric, but let me try to explain. Donald Trump, right now, has been challenged to a second debate by Kamala Harris, specifically on CNN. Is this an ambush? Yes, of course it is. The first debate was meant to be an ambush, but it went so poor for Joe Biden that it didn't pan out so well, now did it? You could almost see the dying look in the moderator's eyes when Joe Biden was like repeatedly freezing up and had no clue where he was and stuff like that. You can almost see they were trying to circle wagons, but they gave up at like the 10-minute mark or something like that. Oh man, that was one for the ages. I'm going to watch that over and over again throughout my life. I guarantee that I'll have a good time. Be a little bit like the Reagan-Mondale debate, actually, in 1984's election. But Kamala is at least a little bit more coherent. Like, she knows where she is. And so that's an improvement now, isn't it? Here's the thing, though. Donald Trump should get ahead of this. Do not lead from behind. You cannot allow Kamala Harris to do the girl boss thing. Not only agree to the debate proposed by Kamala Harris, but challenge her to a third presidential debate. Bring up precedent. The precedent is that up until 2020, you typically had 3 separate debates, usually on 3 separate networks. You would have a general debate. That's just like, basically fleshing out your policy and shit like that. Then you would have the foreign policy debate. And then you would usually have a town hall style debate. I can remember this from 2012, 2008, et cetera, et cetera. And what you should do is get out ahead of her. Right now, she's making Donald Trump look like he's cowering. And that's the whole line. The legacy media is trying to cast that off too. Well, Trump the coward and stuff like this. Trump is trying to be avoidant. Now, the truth is, of course, Kamala's the one that's trying to be avoidant. She might not even agree to the debate rules, even if Trump says, okay, we'll have the CNN debate. He should challenge her to 2 debates. Get out ahead of it and make it clear, hey, I'm the one that wants to debate. I have no problem with it. Maybe we'll move the date a little bit. He's got some wiggle room. All you got to do is say, like, the day that you've proposed, that CNN has proposed, doesn't work for me. Push it back 2 days, and then we'll have a third debate as well, like a week later or something like that. What you don't want is for the closing argument for your ticket to be delivered by your running mate. You don't want it to be Vance v. Walz. Now, Vance will wipe the floor with Walz. I have no doubt about that. Walz is, well, reasonably personable and okay at speaking. He's not on Vance's level. And the fact is that Kamala's not on Trump's level either. What you've really got to do, though, get her into a debate and nail her. When she refuses to answer the question and goes off into La La Land, this is all you need to focus on during the whole debate. Just nail her on that and say, she didn't answer the question. I cede my time. I think the quartering suggested this, and I think that it's actually a good decision. I cede my time. Answer the fucking question. That's all he has to do. That's as long as he has proper delivery in saying such a thing, he will win. He can't help but win. Kamala will be exposed to the public as vacuous. The problem is that most people absorb information very passively. And so they don't notice when the question hasn't been answered. They're taken in by slogans and by pontification. They're not taken in by actual issues. Mrs. Harris, what is your tax policy? Well, I think that taxes are very important. They fund a lot of public services. Well, you're not answering the question. So Trump simply has to come out and say, Kamala, I cede my time to you because you don't appear to have answered the question. You didn't actually mention any specific tax policy. The thing is, and this is a surefire sort of strategy because she can't answer the question. The whole point is that she's incapable of doing so because she's an empty suit. She's completely retarded. She has no clue what she's fucking talking about half the time. Now, Biden is also fucktarded and doesn't know what he's talking about, but in his situation, it's more like, I don't even know where I am. Fuck, come on, man, I'm going to take you out behind the woodshed. It's dementia. With Kamala Harris, It's more that she refuses to answer the question because she literally doesn't know anything about those issues. Biden, at the very least, knows about them. He's just not good at conveying, and expressing himself. He's not good at that because he's fucking demented. With Kamala, it's more like she refuses to do so. She literally doesn't know what she's talking about. Trump should not reject a second debate. If anything, he should demand a third debate. Say, okay, I'll give you CNN. That's perfectly fine. And just, again, plausible deniability mode. Trump can say, well, that date doesn't work for me. I think I've got a rally scheduled or something. Push it back a couple days. I'll fucking debate you. But I want a third debate in return. And I want it to be on Fox News, by the way. You've already had your networks for 2 debates. I think that I should have one of my own now, shouldn't I? I think that that's fair. This puts her on the defense. This is exactly what he should do. And now, again, some people will jump down my throat and say, no, Trump shouldn't debate again. He only agreed to 2 debates. Yes, but we need a third. If anything, you should have as many debates as possible against this woman. You're not understanding. She is incapable of answering basic policy questions. She's barely even got a platform. Hell, her campaign website didn't even list any platform until fairly recently. And she didn't actually perform very well at the debate. Did Donald Trump strike the knockout blow? No. And I criticized him for it, and I got my throat jumped down for that too, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, he still has the ability to do so. I know that he can do it. I believe in Donald Trump's ability to completely crush Kamala. I don't want to go into Election Day thinking, what the fuck is going to happen here? I lean towards Trump, but I'm a little bit nervous. I don't want to feel that way. I would rather be like, he's got this in the bag. He's completely obliterated her. Everyone sees her for the empty suit that she is. That's what I want. The only way that's going to be accomplished is not by appealing to the people at your rallies who already are going to vote for you 99% of the time, except for the hecklers outside. It's by dragging her out of her shell. The more people know about this woman, the more they are going to reject her. It is natural. She is extremely unlikable. She was rated with one of the greatest disfavorability ratings as a vice president in all of vice presidential history for a reason. She's easily defeated, but you've got to actually step to the line and beat her. You have to go to another debate. Donald Trump is at risk of losing if he does not do this. Just to be clear, I still think that he's likely to win, but I don't want an 80% likelihood of Donald Trump winning. I want a 99.9% chance of Donald Trump winning, because the alternative is a goddamn psychopath. And I like watching Trump debate as well. He can definitely hold his own. He can meander off into la-la land sometimes, admittedly. But he's a far better public speaker than Kamala Harris. You're looking a gift horse in the mouth at this point, dude, by not agreeing to at least one more debate. I would agree to 2. I would say, yeah, I'll go on CNN 2 days after your deadline. And then if she balks at that, you can always say, well, that Joe Biden dude that you served under, I was going to withdraw from Afghanistan, but he decided to push that back. You thought that was a good idea. Why aren't you debating me on my terms? That's about all. Peace out.